Hi guys, this is Mrs. Gassler, and in this video we're going to talk about net force and motion, and that means that we're going to think about what a net force causes an object to do. Now there's this law that we've talked about briefly in class. It's called Newton's first law, and you're familiar with this because you've been finishing my sentences this whole time, but if it's in motion, it will stay in motion. And if it's at rest, it will stay at rest unless there's a force. And then the net force will change it. Okay, otherwise it will change what it's doing. So that's kind of going to be our guiding ideas here. So we've got some options. So let's say that, let's do this. Okay, so let's say your object is moving. If your object is moving, and the net force is 0, then the object will keep moving exactly the same. Okay? We'll call this the result. Okay? If your object is moving and the net force is not 0, we'll call it something, then it's going to depend on what your object is doing. So if it's in the same direction, if the force is in the same direction, then your object will speed up. That's you pushing on the gas pedal when you're driving your car. The force is in the same direction that you're already moving, that's going to make you speed up. If it's in the opposite direction, that's you pushing on the brake. Okay, that means you're going to slow down. But again, if there's no net force, then nothing's going to change. When you have the friction and your engine balancing out and the car just goes down the highway at the same speed, as long as you don't let friction win or push harder on the gas pedal, you're going to keep going the same speed. If your object is not moving, this one's pretty easy. If there's no net force, it's going to keep not moving. Okay? Really boring there. This pencil, that's just going to stay there until I apply a force. Very exciting. No net force here. Okay, if I push both ways here at the same time, oh, still no net force. Oh, it's still not going anywhere. But if one wins, then it starts to move. Okay. In fact, that's what we write down for this something here. If the net force is something and it's not moving, then it will start moving. Okay, in fact, it'll accelerate, so it's going to speed up as it does this. It'll start at 0 and it'll speed up until that force stops, and then it's going to go in the direction of the force. That would be weird if it went the opposite direction of the force, so just make sure you understand that it's going in the same direction as that net force. So sometimes you might have to find the net force before you can think about the motion, and that's okay too. Just make sure you keep this in your head. If it's in motion, it will stay in motion. That's the hardest one to remember because you've always dealt with friction, and so as soon as you stop pushing on an object, it slows down. But friction is doing that, not the object itself. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're thinking about what the object is going to do next. Let your teacher know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.